Hey, it's Zach with another Life Insurance Academy training video here. And today, what I really want to talk to you guys is about mindset. I know you've probably heard it a lot, but it's true. Mindset is probably 95% of this life insurance industry. You need to be sharp with it because mindset is absolutely everything in this business. It doesn't matter if you're skinny, tall, short, or small, having the right mindset is going to be the number one ingredient for you to be successful in moving into life insurance, or if you're already in life insurance, continuing that success and taking it to a whole nother level. So in this video, I'm gonna actually walk you guys through 3 components into help developing your mindset or making it a little bit tougher. And if you found value in any of our videos or any of our content, please like, subscribe, and share it. Share it to anybody else or another agent that you think it might be helpful, because this actually helps us as well, and it allows us to continue to boost more content out to you guys. But let's dive into it. So the first thing we must do to have the right mindset in this industry is going to be, we need to make sure that we have a clear and understanding of what our drive is. Now, we need to figure out what drives us personally and professionally. This is gonna be for those tough days when you're in the car and you feel like just driving home, or you're sitting there on the phone and you take your headset off and you look outside and it's beautiful weather. Or maybe you take a walk during lunch and you step outside of your call center or your agency space and you hear kids from an elementary school nearby playing and you think, why am I still working, right? This mindset and this drive is going to refocus us and continue to help us move forward. So I'm gonna share you a little bit about what helps me in my drive. For one, personally for me, I have to remind myself every single day that why I do this, what my drive is, and what my fire really is. And the number one thing is to create a life for my family that's filled with love, support, and opportunities. I want to make sure that is always going to be there, and I'm going to be the best provider for that. So that's my number one motivator. Beyond that, it's going to be being in a position to where I can actually give back to kids and other communities that are in need around my own community and my own town, but importantly across the world as well. I want to be able to do that on a personal level, not just a professional level. Now, when you look at the personal side of that, it's just as important to correlate some of these goals and this drive and this fuel on a professional side. So when we look at the professional side, some professional goals that I have that helps drive me is one is to develop a company that's gonna really impact the entire industry. That's going to be able to make sure I can help as many agents as possible out there to, even if it's just for them to see a better or bigger vision for themselves personally. So they can see that whatever life they've had before or whatever generations that were in their family, that they have the ability and the support and the training and the techniques to be able to break that chain and see something bigger for their generations to come. I love seeing that, and that's what I want to help create professionally. Also, I want to be able to lower the barriers for this industry. So it's not just the super hungry, super strong entrepreneur mindset out there. Maybe it's somebody that doesn't come into this with sales experience. It doesn't come into this with a ton of outside confidence or other people that they know moving into this, that they have an opportunity to take a step, a leap of faith, and help try to change their family's life through this industry. That's what I want to create there. And also, I want to help produce and be a part of producing the fastest and the most 6, 7, and 8-figure earners in this industry. This stuff drives me to help and to give back as much as I can. So number one thing with my mindset is going to be drive. The next thing we're going to talk about is developing mental toughness, because if you have this drive, but it's not followed up by this mental toughness or this development of mental toughness that you've been working on, none of that drive is going to stick. It's going to be apparent when you write it down or when you listen to a YouTube video when they talk about your why, your passion, your drive, your target, what do you want to accomplish. That's so relevant to you there. But if you don't have the mental toughness to continue to bring that up in your mind, to continue to remind yourself every single day, then all of that's going to disappear. It's going to be left written in that notebook when you sat at that conference and you never looked at it again. So when we look at developing this mental toughness, it starts in all the different aspects of your life. The first one is going to be thinking positive. No matter what, you have to get all negative out. Yes, it may be stressful for you to start brand new. Yes, you have good weeks and you're super excited. You have bad weeks where you struggle. But everything you do, you have to spread good vibes and you have to demonstrate positivity. This is going to be in your self-confidence. This is going to be belief. This is going to be the words of affirmations you tell yourself. The people you talk to in your organization, your family, everything you do and everything you say, it has to be with a positive, optimistic outlook. The second thing is you got to continue to visualize. Visualize your personal goals, your professional goals, what it's going to look like when you accomplish those, what it's going to look like for next week. You always want to keep that in front of you so you understand. You never stop dreaming. You need to keep that in front of you. The third thing with developing mental toughness is going to be plan for setbacks. I don't mean to be the Debbie Downer, but guess what? They're going to happen. You're going to have car trouble. You're going to get rained on. They're going to yell at you at the door. They're going to hang up at you on the phone. You're going to have other distractions and what we call life events that happen to you in your own family all the time. It could be a natural disaster. We just had a tornado come through last night in Louisville area here. But it doesn't matter. There's always going to be something. So the more we can prepare and the more we can plan for these things, then we know how to react, and we're not reactive at that moment when it happens. We already know what we're going to do. Even if you've been on a really good run and you've developed some really good amounts of commissions in your account. Well, that's good. Let's be smart with that money so that way when there is a setback or there's an emergency, that it doesn't take us completely out of the business. Or maybe there's an illness or a sickness or a pandemic that hits. If we're prepared and we're always planning for the worst but praying for the best, we're going to be in good shape no matter what. That's going to develop mental toughness to know that it's coming. We just don't know when. So let's go ahead and start preparing for it now. What that's also going to do is that's going to help us manage our stress, which is our fourth key point here. Managing our stress is going to really identify and put us in a position to win. We all know things that stress us out. We all know what type of personalities we are. Some of us, if we don't plan ahead and we don't have enough time to process things, we get stressed out. We feel like things are thrown on us last minute, right? We also know what our triggers are. If there's certain things that really upset us, it could be certain people that really upset us. We need to understand what stresses us out and then how can we avoid or minimize that stress. Because it's really that simple. If you take the time to figure out or write down the things that really stress you out, you would be able to have solutions on how you minimize that or how you avoid that entirely so it doesn't affect you in growing your business. And then the fifth part of developing mental toughness is going to be sleep, rest, and really recovering, right? And this may be a funny one, but there's a such thing as fatigue, right? If you're in sports and you're not in high school anymore like me, and you play a lot of basketball or football or flag football or softball, if you play multiple games in a day or just start working out for the first time in a long time, your body gets physically fatigued. You get sore. You need to take a few days off. You need to take a hot bath with Epsom salt. You need to kind of rest and relax and let your body recover. Your mind is the same way. So when we talk about taking the time to get proper amounts of sleep, right? What you feed your body really matters. The liquids, the foods that you put into your body, it affects your mind, it affects the way you think, it affects your attitude, it affects everything you do. So we want to make sure that we're giving our mind that proper recovery time because yes, just like physical fatigue, you can have mental fatigue if you're running at that high stress level all the time. So put that into your schedule to plan for that. It actually will make a difference. And then that brings us to our final and our third point, which is talking about emotional intelligence, which really kind of sums everything up into one, which emotional intelligence is really the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions. So we need to be aware of, hey, am I a really emotional guy? Do I get really emotional when really good things happen or really bad things happen? You need to be aware of your emotions and what triggers you. You need to find a way to control those to where you're not reactive at that moment or it doesn't set you off in that time frame. And then also find the proper time to express these emotions. And I'm not saying just put them away or put them in a safe, put them in your back pocket and just be the most emotionalist guy in the world, but understand when it's okay to be emotional and when it's not okay to be emotional. Know yourself, know your body, know who you are. And when you can do that, and when you can continue to develop these emotional intelligence, this is going to help you when you're sitting with families, when you're dealing with objections, when you're dealing with rejections, right? When you're dealing with these life events or these setbacks that happen, it's going to help you in every single thing, and obviously going back and continuing to move forward. So really, this emotional intelligence is really going to be the key for you, for your personal and your professional success. I hope this video was helpful for you today. Mindset is absolutely everything. I hope you implement some of these exercises, or at least it reveals some areas that maybe you're a little deficient in and you might need to work on a tad bit. But if you can master this and continue to understand your drive, develop it, and keep that in front of you every single day, you keep working on your mental toughness and planning for those setbacks and being resilient out there in the field serving clients, and then understanding yourself and your emotional intelligence, you're gonna be a winner. So check us out on another Life Insurance Academy video. We'll be back with some more. Thanks.